Hey guys, I'm Bias Right, and today I'll be talking about my first PC build. Got all the parts laid out here. I'll just be talking about the reason why I like some parts, dislike some parts. Pretty much a good price for what you're getting, kind of thing. First, for the tower itself, I got a Xiaomi Z11 mid tower case. This thing has a lot of bulk. If you currently have a mid tower case, think of this as going more outwards because of those huge aircraft like fan cases, or whatever you want to call it. They house two 80mm fans on the side, but they're just huge. But they add a lot of aesthetic look to them. It has that frosted, somewhat of a frosted glass panel out there, and it is raised. Everything is pretty much removable if you would like. So those side panels, you can remove them, but remember you will have kind of just two holes for where they'll be pulling fans from. Plenty of space inside for also cable management, plenty of drive bays. One thing I did not like is that the front USB 3s, they actually wanted you, as you can see here, to route it through the back and plug it into the rear USB 3s on your motherboard, which is one thing I did not like. For the graphics card housing things, you have to, once you remove them, you can't really put them back on because they were welded and pretty much just painted over. So when you remove them, pretty much know which ones you want to remove, just so you don't have to add them on later. Here you can see the top, two USB 2s, two USB 3s, power, hard drive, LED, and a reset switch. So you see that frosted glass. This is the picture all afterwards. Just want to give you guys some pretty good visuals of how it's going to look. Those huge things though. But here's what I was talking about. They just gave you these to mount all the way through the back. So what I did was went out and bought two USB 2s to a 19-pin USB 3 motherboard connector, just so I don't have to route it all the way through the back, which was ridiculous. For the motherboard, I got an ASRock 970 Extreme 4. I would not recommend this because this thing so far has been giving me so much problems. When I was researching it originally, didn't have any problems, but for some reason the USB 3s on the rear just constantly disconnect from anything I put on them. One thing I did like is it has a onboard power and reset switch, also a clear CMOS. For the processor, I went with an AMD FX 6300K overclock, which is a good thing. Hyper 212 CPU cooler, as well as a Corsair AF120, just for that push-pull configuration. One thing I would recommend is also here, one thing I did like is that they gave you more colors, just to keep a color scheme. Get aftermarket fans, probably knocked to an NFF12, because the fans that come with the case, or the CPU, or the case, I'm sorry, are loud. Graphics card, I went the EVGA GTX 660 Superclocked Edition. It has plenty of display ports for what I need. They support, I believe it supports up to four I believe it's 4 display ports, and it also comes with free downloads for Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell, as also $25 for each one of the Marvel Heroes, Neverwinter, Warframe games. $25 of in-game credit for each individual one. And you see here with those two fans, they have the Thunderbolt, HDMI, and just those two other connectors. I went with a standard LG optical reader, nothing special there. Power supply with a CX600M. It's a semi-modular power supply, so you don't have to put anything you don't need. For RAM, I went with 8 gigs of Ballistic Sport. Plenty of everything for what I need. Might have plenty of room to upgrade this later as well. Samsung SSD 840 EVO, which is ridiculous when it comes to boot speeds. Wireless adapter, I went with a PCIe N53 PCIe wireless adapter, and it has two wireless things for 2.4 and 5. For the monitor, I went a 24EN33. For price, for visuals, this monitor has to be the most beautiful, cheapest, not cheap quality. It is a little bit flimsy when you kind of push around with it, but that doesn't really matter to me because I'm not playing around with it that much. But here's everything at the end. If you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, just leave a comment and a like down there in the comment section. I'll definitely get back to you guys and pretty much show everything else from the rest of the build process. And I'll catch you guys next time.